Hey, what's up? I'm gonna go over what I purchased at San Diego Comic-Con. I collect books, art books specifically, and I'm gonna go over the ones that I got. I'm gonna go over why I got them, how much they were about. I'm gonna go over how many pages they're about, and I'm gonna show you, kind of gonna flip through each book a little bit, just to kind of show you if you're into that book or not. I'm also gonna post the Amazon links in the description for everything, so that if you see a book you're like, oh, you can go buy it yourself. And that's pretty much it. So if you like book recommendation videos, stick around. If not, I totally get it. I'll see you in the next video. But that's pretty much it. So let's get started. Yeah, I collect a couple of things. I guess I collect figurines, and they're not really not for the worth, but just for like drawing reference. And then I also collect art books, and that is for a lot of reasons. One, inspiration. Two, I think it just kind of, I would say it lets me know what someone can do, and it really, I guess on a different note, it's inspiring in a different way that somebody can create something or someone can do this. I think it also exposes me to different styles. When you have a collection of books, it feels different than an Instagram sometimes, because sometimes people don't put all of their stuff on Instagram. They put very special things in their actual art books. So I find their actual art book. If I really enjoy the artist, I think it's so much more worth it to purchase their book. And also I support them at the same time. Not all these are not all personal art books, of course not. They're also just, books that are published from different publications, and we'll just go into that. If you enjoy any of them, I'm gonna put the Amazon link in the description in the order that I talk about them. So let's get started without further ado. One of the very first books I got at Comic-Con was this. This is the Art of Makoto Shinkai, and it's called "The Sky Longing for Memories." This book is relatively thin. I believe it's a Japanese publication. I have to look. It's from Vertical Comics, and it was $34 US. And so the entire inside, I want to make sure I got enough of this. Okay, cool. I want to get a good angle on this book. The inside is gorgeous, gorgeous backgrounds. And I would say, if I talked about like any really weak point I have, it would be in backgrounds and just enjoying kind of the process of doing backgrounds. And since this is all backgrounds, I thought this would be an amazingly inspiring book for me to own. I could just pick up and go, wow, backgrounds can be fun. And I know a lot of people have that issue with just generally, starting backgrounds, or I'm like, where do I start, or how detailed should I go into it? This is great. The book is, how many pages is it? Because it literally has the page numbers in giant letters. It's like 165 pages. It's great. It's small. It's relatively small. Like it's kind of small in size, and you can kind of put it in any bag. I love that part, because I've talked about this before, but a big reason I buy books is because they're easy to carry. I don't really like those giant oversized books that you see in maybe Barnes and Noble. Sometimes you'll see these massive art books. I think I talked about it with the Art of World of Warcraft, or I think it was the Art of Blizzard. It's just too big. It's not convenient to just reach over on your shelf, pick it up, and look at it. This is, and that's a big deal for me. And you're gonna see that kind of moving along. This is called Cretaceous. I believe it's Cretaceous, right? Cretaceous. This is a dinosaur story. It's a comic. I believe it's a series. I don't know where. It's by Tad Galusha. It's not quite. What's it called? It's not. I believe there's a series. I don't remember how much it was, but I can check the actual price in the back. The price in the back is $15, so $14.99. That is really cheap, given how many pages this is. This is a regular comic size in terms of the actual size of the book, like width and length. And it kind of goes through and there's no dialogue at all. So it's pure pictures. And I love dinosaurs. Should be obvious, I think, from watching this channel that I'm obsessed with dinosaurs. And what I really was looking for was I was looking for how someone would draw a dinosaur in an action pose. You can it's kind of hard to find reference of dinosaurs. I mean, you can find artist renditions, of course, but since they're extinct, you know, it's kind of hard to find the way they would move. And you gotta look at like modern day birds. But this is great for like, oh, okay, that's a cool pose. This is how one way you could possibly take influence and draw, like, let's say, a theropod pose. But I love that. It's remarkably thick. It's roughly, I want to say how many pages. So the story element is roughly, it's a little too violent, I would say, about that. I would say it's about like 150 pages. This is about 141 pages. It's a little overly violent, I would say, the story. And by violent, violence is cool. You dig it. Go for it. That's the only thing I, you know, don't dig as much. As a little overly violent. But that's, you know, besides the point. I guess for some people, it's like they love it. Let's keep it in the same vein. The next one is called Love, the Dinosaur. So there's an entire series of these, and it's gonna be hard to fit on camera, unfortunately. It's kind of big. It is pretty thin, I would say. It's not that many pages. It's roughly, let me look. Because, like I said, a huge factor with these, not just how big they are, but how thick they are. Like, how much art are you getting for your bang? You know, for your money? That's a giant thing for me. So when, like, a book is like, I don't know, if a book is like $40, and then it has maybe like, I don't know, 20, 30 pages, and it's like, what is this? You know, I want like 100 pages. The page count's pretty low on this. It's like 60 pages-ish, give more or less. But it's the exact same. It is a dinosaur story with no dialogue. And again, you see like amazing reference. I do like the coloring this way much more than Cretaceous. Maybe one day I'll do like a dinosaur book review or something. I'll get all the dinosaur books I have and kind of talk about them. That might be cool. But has beautiful coloring. Oops, I watch the shine on this. And yeah, same thing. A really elegant story. This one is violent, but it's not as violent, and I feel like it's written better. I mean, I know there's no dialogue, but I would say the actions and what's going on is, in my opinion, more touching, and I actually enjoy the story on this, where Cretaceous, I didn't really enjoy the story all of that much. It was okay. It was cool, you know. But yeah, keep this in mind. That's a good book. There's a series of these. So there's Love, the Dinosaur. Then there's Love, I believe, the Fox. And then there's Love, the Lion. And they're all the same thing. It's all no dialogue stories with great art. So I highly recommend that one. Oh, price-wise, I didn't say that. The price on this is $17.99. That's the US price. Everything I'm saying, by the way, with prices, like, I mean, everything will be cheaper on Amazon, almost always. You can always find a used version on Amazon. If you don't like used, then that would be, you know, pretty much the price, 17 whatever. But if you go on Amazon, you'll usually find like a used book for $5, sometimes really cheap. I think I've seen like used ones for like, I don't know about that book, but other books you'll see used ones for like $5, where the book is like 50 or something insane like that, just because somebody wants to get rid of it. This is called Sci-Fi, the Ultimate Guide to Mastering Digital Painting. So this is segments of kind of articles from ImagineFX magazine. ImagineFX was a magazine I was in, actually. It is just basically snippets. It kind of reminds me of the Wizard. If you ever seen the Wizard comics magazine, they would take segments of the book out of the magazine, right? They would take segments out of the magazine, and then they would put it into a book format. This is the same thing. I believe these were all printed in the actual magazine. I'm not totally sure if they were, but I would guess they are tutorials. The tutorials are pretty good. I enjoy much more video tutorials, in all honesty, but I thought it was a great buy. It was, again, had enough content in it.
It's small enough where I can carry it around as a reference source. And there's just some amazing art from different artists in this. This is like double time. You can get inspired by it, and then also you can see techniques if you kind of need that. Of course, if you're kind of like, oh, I need to know what that's about. So this is roughly 200 pages. It is, I believe, worth it. Obviously, it's worth it. All these books, I believe, are worth it because I bought them. The price on this is $24. I would say it's a little pricey, but I just kind of love the cover, and I thought there's enough learning in it that I thought it was warrant the buy. So again, that will also be in the link. Everything I talk about will be in the description. All right, this one, Nate Dino sketches. Nate Dino. This is I would say, personal art book. It does have an ISBN, so it should be on Amazon. Okay, price-wise, yeah, there is no price on it. So I'm going to try to remember what I spent on it. I believe I bought this for $20. I believe. And this is a series of sketches. They're very gorgeous, gorgeous sketches. He was probably doing them from life and kind of follow. There's a lot of people, and you've seen this. I have videos on this where I go out to cafes, to kitchens, to restaurants, and I'll draw people while they're not looking, and that's what these clearly are. I'm assuming some of these are from photos or movies. Yeah, like these are probably from photos, fashion photos or stuff. He's got a very exaggerated style. The style itself is closer to portraiture, but at the same time he exaggerates it like a caricature. And this is 100% I bought this for the style. I thought the style was really cool. When you think about style, for example, as well, usually style has to do with that little extra oomph. It has nothing to do with their technical drawing. Technical drawing is like 90% of the game, but their style is that little like spice that they throw onto their already good technical drawings. Some people try to start with style, and then their fundamentals are not good, and it just looks like garbage. But what you need to do is you need your fundamentals first, and then your style on top of that. But yeah, great book. A lot of content. I mean, a lot. There's no page count on this either. Oh man, I would guess it's maybe 200 pages. I would guess, but there's so many sketches per page that it's amazing, and I think it's totally worth it. I'll put what I don't know if this is on Amazon. Like I said, I will put something in the description. Hopefully, even if it's just the website of his. Okay, this one I'm not totally sure. This is actually one of my favorite books I got at Comic-Con this year. This is the Art of Eddie Nunes. I wasn't even a big fan of his till I saw his art. Like, I didn't really hear about him, but I met him at Comic-Con. Thought he was a super nice guy, and I thought his art reminded me of like Joe Mad, that kind of era of comics, where it was like clearly, very influenced by manga, and it's got this kind of like Ed McGuinness look, where it's like all the guys are like freaking roided out. And it's got a very like classic comic look, but it also has I believe a clear influence from manga. It has this like emotion to everything, and I just love how he redesigns characters. Like, I'm in love how he redesigns all these people. And this is absolutely for the style. I really want to be influenced by this. I thought this is awesome. He does stuff that he clearly enjoyed as a kid, and he's taking it and he's remaking it. The aesthetic of the body types that he does is so freaking awesome. Especially the muscular guys. All the muscular guys, they have this really cool aesthetic to them. And they just kind of look awesome and badass in every pose they do. I was gonna say, there's a tick one in here. I'm not gonna show the whole thing, of course, but there's a tick one in here that I think is absolutely amazing. What is a saber tooth? I can't really find it. But the book itself, I believe I bought it for $20. I thought that was a deal. I don't know if I can find this online, to be honest. I'm gonna put the link to his website if I can't find the thing, but check it out. This is one of my favorite books, personally, and I think it's amazingly inspiring. I don't know how many pages it is. Like I said, this one has no page numbers. I would guess maybe 150 pages, but it's really worth it. The Blacksmith, The Sword of the Serpent. So this is by the famous Peter Hahn. Peter Hahn is this insanely good teacher I believe at Art Center. I don't know if he still teaches there, but he signed it for me. So he created a comic. So if you've ever seen him draw, he kind of draws like Kim Jung-gi. If you know who Kim Jung-gi is, Kim Jung-gi is like this like machine of a man. Hey, this guy is the same, in my opinion. I believe he's just as good. He will do these little drawings, and they'll just turn into this amazing, amazing artwork. You know, and he loves using the brush pen. That's like his tool of trade. He has such insanely good technical skills. It's ridiculous how good his technical skills are, and he uses them in a way that you wouldn't. It kind of blows your mind. You're like, whoa! Like he just did that really fast too. He's at least in his demos, he's pretty fast. But yeah, he'll do like these scenes, for example, like battle scenes, and he's so insanely good. But this is his comic. This is his baby here, and I wanted to support it. I haven't read it yet. I got it for the art. It was. Let me see the price. There is no price on this. Again, this is one of those books that hopefully it's on sale online. It's relatively thin, but again, it's one of those books that I would say like maybe like 100, maybe 150 pages. The pages are thick, so the actual quality of the book is really good. Like it's actually thick pages. It's great. The art is super top notch, and there's a bunch of art in it. It's packed into those 100 and I don't know. I'm gonna guess 120 pages, but a lot of art. So you do get a lot for your money. Again, I don't have a price estimation. If I was trying to remember, I would say maybe. Honestly, I can't remember the price. I would say maybe 25. I don't remember though. And last book. Sorry, I'm gonna kind of finish with this. This is a comic. So this isn't quite an art book. This is a comic that I thought was really interested in because I'm really interested in dinosaurs. It's called Super Dinosaur 3. I kind of wanted to end with this one because it is the most. It's just a straight up comic by a studio. It's it's kind of a ridiculous concept too. I haven't read it yet. I love the art in it. I mean, the art alone would make me buy anything. And this, even though it's not an art book, it's a comic, I think the art is worth it. It has that simplified style I see, like, for example, in Spider-Man cartoons, or just kind of... It's a great learning resource as far as drawing is concerned, but also I love the subject matter, so I am biased. You know, dinosaurs in robot suits, it's just kind of hilarious stuff like that. This is copy 3, so again, I haven't read the story, but I think the art is completely worth it. I believe I bought it. So the book says $12.99. I got it for like, I think $5 at Comic-Con. I'll put that in the description as well. Anyways, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. If you enjoyed any of those recommendations, like I said, go click on and buy them and support those creators. And that's it. I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. I don't do that many recommendations, but maybe I'll start doing some more. Press that like button if you did like any of these concepts, or I introduced you to a new book maybe you never heard of that you might want to get. But thanks so much, guys. I get by with your support. And all right, I'll talk to you next time. Say hi to me in the comments, by the way. See you later.